Hello and welcome to my latest preview video on EvolverFX. Now this app is quite deep. It's an exciting app, but it's very difficult to cover in just one video. So what I aim to do here is give you a brief outline of what this app is, what it can do, and give you some examples with some demonstrations of patches. So the question on all your lips is, what is Evolver? And that's a difficult one to answer. It's kind of a hybrid synth engine cum sequencer. If you look at the top here, you can see we've got an area with 4 lanes, and we can switch between these 4 lanes, and each of these lanes can actually be either an instrument which can be overlaid and zoned and transposed, or it can be a sequence. And these sequences can get quite complex. They can be transposed notes, or they can be fixed notes, and I aim to demonstrate all that in a series of upcoming videos. So right now Evolver is waiting for incoming MIDI data, and if we to play a series of chords on the internal MIDI keyboard, you'll be able to hear each sequencer kicking in. So let's give it a go. So as you can hear, we had a pretty serious backing arrangement kicking when we played that series of chords, including a drum beat. And that's courtesy of the fact that the sequencers can take fixed notes or transposed notes. So let's examine this second example and see how it all works. So let's take a closer look and see what's going on here. If we solo lane A and take a listen to that, you'll notice that we're using a series of sounds and morph in between them, and hence the name Evolver. Lane B consists of a single sample which is just repeated over a fixed number of beats. Lane C is just a fixed number of samples which we're using to morph between to create an atmospheric backing. You can import these samples yourself. And lane D is a multi-sample piano. Notice here though, if I play a single note, we get a single note. So what it's doing is responding to the chords we input, and they're being transposed to create a melody. So in this example we've covered 2 different sound sources. We've got multi-samples, which we come with a whole bunch of multi-samples which can be loaded and layered on each lane. And then we have we can zone those if we need to over a keyboard, transpose them where necessary. We also have a third sound source which is more akin to a synthesizer, which allows us to create samples based on harmonics and layering harmonics. So here we have a sequence in lane A, a 16 note sequence, it can be up to 64, of type harmonics, and I've just randomized a set of harmonics, so let's listen. And all that from one note. If you want, you can randomize more, find a sequence you like. If you press the audition sample button, it will not play the sequence, it will audition the actual sample. And we can listen to samples each step. If we want to make a change, we press the edit sample button and we can make changes within this dialog to each step. So you can create your own saw, sine, square, all your traditional waves in here, but you can also create some far more complex patterns. And of course this kind of wave sequencing thing also works with multi-samples, as we can see here. Now if we switch to the samples tab and look at the lane gate, we can change the duration of the sample. Rather than actually changing the ADSR, we can change all the samples on the fly. So I don't really plan on this being a demonstration of the actual app and how to program the app, just an introduction. So let's just hear a few examples before I leave you.